Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to loandepot.com and let us help get you home. That's loandepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
Miami Marlins fans, we celebrate every victory together. But when life throws you a curveball, whether you're injured at work, hurt in an accident, or facing a disability, you need a team that knows how to win. At Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia, we fight for you in personal injury, workers' compensation, and disability cases. With decades of experience, we make sure you get the benefits and compensation you deserve. Let us step up to the plate for you. Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia, where Miami's injured find their strength. Call us now or visit wernerhoffman.com. Let's win this together.
Visit Miccosukee Casino and Resort, where fortune meets fun. With over 1,800 slot machines, high-stakes bingo, 24/7 poker, and exciting high-limit slots, there's something for everyone to enjoy. From luxurious accommodations and exquisite dining at La Brisa to live entertainment and handcrafted cocktails at Temp Lounge, we thank you for choosing us as the premier casino, resort, brunch, and date night spot in Miami. Reimagined, redesigned. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort online at miccosukee.com.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Well, the Marlins fall to the Atlanta Braves 11-2 on Tuesday night at Lone Depot Park. Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez here recapping this one. It's not a fun one to recap, right? It was a really tight game. We went to the ninth, tied at 2, and then Marcelo Zuna hit a leadoff double. Eli White pinch ran for him. Tyler Zuber, he started that ninth inning. He faced the requisite 3. He did get Albies to pop out, but then he walked Nacho Alvarez. Josh Simpson came into the game. It seemed like things unraveled, right? RBI double from Vidal Brujan. 2-run single from Drake Baldwin, who came on as a pinch hitter previously. Ronald Acuna walked with the bases loaded. Then the big 3-run homer from Ozzie Albies after the 2-run single from Eli White. It was a 9-run ninth inning for Atlanta, and this one it's going to make, I think, everybody toss and turn tonight a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, because of the way that the game started, right? You had your guy on the mound, Sandy Alcantara, who, again, another masterful
He was
performance.
amazing. That's kind of lost in the shuffle, but I do want to get back to that.
And that's kind of what stinks, right? Because usually when you have a guy come out and pitch the way that he pitched, and all of a sudden you're going to the ninth inning, you're thinking, okay, just keep it the game where it's at, maybe walk off on the bottom, or you go into extra innings, whatever it might be. And then kind of game just got away from him there in the bullpen area. And for Simpson, like, it wasn't like he just came out and started walking guys. He got hit, right? He left the slider over the heart of the plate to Brujan. It didn't really do much, and he ends up hitting the double. And then after that, it seemed like, oh, boy, what am I going to throw? He gave up another hit, and then it happened quickly. Boom, boom, boom. And at that point, there wasn't going to the pin anymore. It was just going to be, listen, this is Simpson's game, and he's got to try to get himself out of it. Unfortunately, today he wasn't able to do it. But it's going to be lost of what happened prior to that ninth inning.
Yeah, lost in the shuffle. Sandy Alcantara, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 7 punch-outs. He became just the 5th active Dominican-born pitcher to get to 900 punch-outs with his 5th. The 33rd Dominican-born pitcher to ever get to 900 strikeouts. He joined, let's see if I can do it off the top because I already threw away the game notes. Luis Castillo in Seattle, Framber Valdez in Houston, Luis Severino in Sacramento, and Freddie Peralta in Milwaukee.
Dude.
Those are the 5. There we go. Sandy Alcantara, humongous congratulations to him on 900 career Ks, but this guy, it was masterful. I know that it probably didn't feel as dominant as the start in Boston or the start against St. Louis, but this was really darn good too, and this kind of secures the idea that Sandy is back to feeling like Sandy.
Well, here's the thing, too. He did it against the Braves.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, that's a team that he's had struggles against. I mean, you can go back even this year. Well, Zuna, a couple home runs off of him. So, like, he's had struggles, and it's a team that has seen him a whole bunch. So they know what he's doing. They know kind of how he wants to throw. So it becomes a lot harder for a pitcher when you're facing a team that you've seen a whole bunch. So, like, you look at the 7 innings only allowing 3 hits and 2 runs, you're like, that's a great game against a good lineup. You look at the Braves, they have a lineup top to bottom. Like, they can hit.
It's really good.
It's a very good lineup. Like, yeah, they're not where they want to be because of, really because of the starting pitching, but now they're starting to get that starting pitching back. But at the end of the day, like, Sandy went out there, gave the team a really good chance to win. Yeah. Unfortunately, when the Marlins had the opportunity to score runs, they weren't able to capitalize. And of course, like, that 9th inning is going to look way worse because of it, because if they were able to score early, it would have been a different situation there.
Right. Big number that jumps out there. The Marlins 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left 11 on base. Gabby Sanchez, Gusto, and Wentz tomorrow. We'll talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 1:10 first pitch. Steve-O hits the air at 12:30. We'll talk to you about 12:45, 12:50.
So I can't wait.
Cool. I can't wait either. Chance to bounce back. All right, we'll step aside highlights when we come back on the 10th inning show on the Marlins Radio Network.
No, there's nobody catching him on the American League side.
1-1. That one lined up the middle. That is down for a base hit. Marcy around third. He will come in to score, and the Gus Bus does drive him home. Augustine Ramirez with an RBI knock, and that's some breathing room for the fish. 5-3 in the bottom of the second. A 1 pitch. Acosta hits one well out to left center field. Profar is back. He's looking up, and it's gone. There's the insurance. All this guy does is hit homers. His 3rd major league hit. They've all left the yard, and there's the breathing room we've been clamoring for. It's 2-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 8th because of our guy Maximo.
That we've seen 8 outs via the ground ball.
First pitch to Troy. He smacks high in the sky, right center. Acuna on the move. He is back, and it short hops off the base of the wall. Otto held, but he's around third. He will score without a throw, and Troy Johnston swaps places with him. It's an RBI double, and in a pitcher's duel, it's the Marlins that strike first. 1-0 Fish in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. That one hit well out to left center field and deep. Lucas is back at the track. He leaps up, and it's gone. Power stroke. Javier Sanoja. Homer number 5 on the year for him. Little man's got some thump. And the Fish are on the board. 3-1 Toronto in the bottom of the 2nd. Solo homer. He's got 2 of the 3 knocks. 2-1. That one hit well out to right center field and deep. Barso is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Maximo again.
Store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hey, this is Clayton McCullough here, and you're listening to the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network.
All right, let's run you through the highlights here. Marlins fall 11-2 to the Atlanta Braves. It was a 9-run top of the 9th that pushed Atlanta over the top. We went into the 9th, tied at 2. How did scoring get going? Well, Sandy walked the leadoff guy to open the ball game, and Jurickson Profar in the top of the 1st inning, but he got Matt Olson to strike out looking. Ronald Acuna Jr. bounced a ground ball single up the gut to put runners at the corners. Michael Harris walked to load the bases, and it was an excuse-me check swing from the former Fish Marcell Ozuna to open scoring. 1-1. Ozuna, that's a check swing and a tapper right side. Sandy will pick it up. His only play is at first base. It was an excuse-me check swing and a bouncing ball on a sinker that was well off the inside part, but it was in fair territory, and it's effectively an RBI ground out, 1-3 on the putout. Profar comes in to score from third to open scoring here in the top of the 1st. It's 1-0 Atlanta. But the Marlins wasted no time answering back. It only took 2 hitters against the Brave starter Hurston Waldrop. 0-2. Marcy lines that one into left center field. That's in for a base hit. Harris picks it up, but X around third. He's coming in to score. It's an RBI single, 2 hitters in, and the Marlins get the run back. Jacob Marcy, he came to play tonight. He got that split, And now opponents are 3 for 34 against it. Hurston Waldrop, that splitter is one of the best pitches in baseball since he made his season debut just a couple of weeks ago. Again, opponents were hitting well under 100 against that offering. Waldrop came into this start with a 0.73 ERA through his first 4 appearances, 3 of which starts, and 1 long relief appearance at Bristol Motor Speedway in that NASCAR kind of classic that the Braves played the Reds in. But Waldrop, that snapped a 13-inning scoreless streak for him. Atlanta did strike next. It came in the top of the 4th inning on a solo shot from Ozzie Albies. 1-2. That one hit well. Out to right and deep. Marcy looking up. That thing is gone. Second deck down the right field line. Sandy went right back to the heater at 99, and Albies cheated to get to it, and he clobbered his 11th home run of the season. 106 off the bat, and the solo shot from Albies makes it 2-1 Atlanta in the top of the 4th. Marlins had a chance to pounce in the bottom of the 4th. They had the bases loaded with nobody out, but unfortunately, they stranded the bases loaded. They could not get a run across. They did tie it with 2 men gone in the bottom of the 7th on a misfire from the Atlanta bullpen. That one bounced. That kicked away from Sean Murphy, and he has no idea where it is. Javier Sinoja saw it, and he broke from third base, and he scores on the wild pitch. It was a spiked slider, and Sinoja scurries in from third. We're tied at 2 in the bottom of the 7th. It just kicked right up against Sean Murphy. It popped high in the air and went just behind him and shaded down the first base line. Murphy couldn't identify it. Sinoja saw that he couldn't identify it, and he pounced. So that is how we went to the 9th, tied at 2. But then a leadoff double from Marcell Ozuna. He was pinch ran for by Eli White. Nacho Alvarez walked, and the former Marlin from last year, Vidal Brujan, delivered. And you got 2 on and 1 out. First pitch, Brujan laces out to left in deep. Hernandez was playing shallow. He is back, and that bounces off the base of the wall. White comes in to score from second. You had Alvarez go first to third, and it's an RBI double and a go-ahead double for Vidal Brujan, the former Marlin. It's 3-2 Atlanta in the top of the 9th, and there are runners at second and third with 1 away, and that brings up Drake Baldwin. And a hitter later, Drake Baldwin plated them both. 1-2. Baldwin lines that one on the ground. That's through the right side of the infield. It's a base hit. Alvarez will come in and score. Marcy's throw coming home, cut off by Wagaman, and Brujan scores from second. That's a 2-run single from Drake Baldwin. And this guy, this season against the Miami Marlins, has 18 RBIs. And oh, by the way, he's hitting over 400. It's,
not a
5-2.
pitch.
It's amazing what Drake Baldwin has done against the Marlins this year. The rookie is one of the National League Rookie of the Year front runners, and I'm okay not seeing him for the rest of the year after tomorrow's matinee. Ronald Acuna Jr. came up just a couple hitters later with the bases loaded after Josh Simpson allowed a single to Jurickson Profar and walked Matt Olson. Fortunately, a Simpson misfire plated another run. Payoff pitch. Acuna takes upstairs, ball 4, and run comes in on a bases loaded walk drawn by Acuna. So it's 6-2 Atlanta. Baldwin comes in to score from third base. Everybody up 90 feet. A 2-run single from the pinch runner earlier in the inning. Eli White is the 10th hitter of the frame. Pinch hit single, or I guess pinch run / next plate appearance single. Plated 2 more, and then Ozzie Albies delivered the final blow. 1 to Albies. That one lifted high in the air, out to left and deep. Hernandez is back at the track, at the wall. It is gone. Into the Marlins bullpen, Ozzie Albies with a 3-run blast. And that is a 9-run top of the 9th. It's 11-2 Atlanta. Told you that was his stronger. It was his stronger side. Ozzie Albies, historically, over the course of his career, a much better hitter right-handed than he is left-handed. So it's a multi-homer day for him and a 3-hit day for Albies, a 3 extra base hit day. Marlins did load the bases in the bottom of the 9th, but ultimately they stranded him loaded and fell in this one. And the 1-1 is a ground ball over to third. Alvarez has got it, goes to short, way to second, and that is how the ball game ends. 5-4 on the fielder's choice. It was a 9-run top of the 9th for the Atlanta Braves, and they take game 2 to set up a rubber match tomorrow. Final score on Tuesday night at Lone Depot Park, the Atlanta Braves 11, the Miami Marlins 2. That's how this one sounded tonight. When we come back, you'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th inning show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network. ADT.
Plus human.
0-1. Sanoha with the ground ball over to short. So Jay-Z flips to second for one. On to first, dug out by Contreras in time for the double play. But the run does come in to score. It's not productive from an RBI perspective. There are 2 men gone, but the Fish are on the board. It's 1-0 Marlins in the bottom of the second.
Like Citi Field fall.
Yep.
And Atlanta.
First pitch. That one a liner up the gut, rolling right through into center field. It plates 2 more. Marcy in from third. Augustine around. He scores from second. Ball rolls back into the infield, and Heriberto Hernandez has a multi-hit. 2 RBI day. He makes it 3-0 Fish in the bottom of the third. Extended from the letters. And payoff again. That one a bouncing ball up the middle. That one is through for a base hit. They're going to wave Hicks around. Nootbaar's throw is going to third. It beats Hernandez by plenty. They tag him out there, but Hicks does come in to score. It's an RBI single for Troy Johnston, and there's some more breathing room for the Fish. It's 4-1 Marlins in the bottom of the fifth. Acosta hits high in the air, out to center and deep. Nootbaar is back at the track, and it's gone! Maximo, the first hit of his career, is a big fly. Maximo Acosta, 418 feet later, is in the hit column. And it's 5-2 Marlins in the bottom of the sixth. Someone get him that baseball.
Ow.
Here's the pitch, and it's cut on and missed. Sandy is fired up. It was perfect. A sinker at 93 dove to the lower inside edge. It's a season high. 9 punch-outs for Sandy Alcantara, and he looks like Cy Sandy tonight. Marlins fall to the Atlanta Braves 11-2 on Tuesday night in the middle match of this 3-game set. Atlanta plates 9 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Let's hear it from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one.
I want to get to Sandy in a second, but
Yeah.
you got to start with the 9th. Josh Simpson's performance there. What are you able to say to the guy after a moment like that?
I mean, it's tough. You're feeling for him. It's tough to come into a spot and not be able to to get the job done there, and for things to turn the way they did, and just started rolling downhill and couldn't really get it to stop. So unfortunate for us how that got away from us there in the 9th inning. I think he came in early on and was throwing it over the plate and just gave up some hits, and then things just got away.
Sandy looked like Sandy for the 3rd straight start here. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, again, he was terrific. I think even that the first inning for him to get out of that with 1 run was terrific, and I think really from there he other than that leadoff walk, and then he just settled in, and really again he has 3 in a row where I think we've seen the stuff match the execution side of things, and his ability to get some miss, get ahead, pitches again deep into the game, which is I think we expect from whenever Sandy takes the ball. So again, another terrific start by him. Very happy as we get to this juncture of the season and how things have gone, that he looks like he's really rounded into form in so many ways, and I think it just goes back to a lot just the command and execution of his pitches is getting back to a place that he's accustomed to it being.
Going back to the 7th inning, I know we're talking momentum plays in a game that ends up being a blowout, but the leadoff double from Sanoha, X goes to lay down a bunt. Is that another example of that being a call from the coaching staff? Is that X just trying to get something going? We've talked about how he's been hitting the ball with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, I took a total X right there, guy on take a shot there to try to push one and go for a hit and get him over, and didn't work out.
Do you think you left Walter off the hook tonight?
We had certainly, it was maybe like the 4th inning when we loaded him with nobody out, and our inability to cash in there and swing the game in our favor was a big moment. And we had some other chances. Thought we had some good at bats off of him, and you look overall tonight, I mean, it's kind of tough to wrap your head around. We had 12 hits and we only struck out 3 or 4 times. To get 2 runs, it's we just weren't able to come through and break open when the opportunities that we had created for ourselves.
Was Ronnie available?
Ronnie was not available today. Nothing's wrong with Ronnie. Yeah.
The top of the 7th, out of these doubles, when you decide to leave Sandy in, just what does that say about his work ethic in the games that he doesn't start, but like in between games, but also just the trust that you have in him for him to be able to go 100 again, even though he said he probably wouldn't do that before the game?
I haven't questioned. I mean, Sandy, what he's done, what he does do between starts, whether that's in the weight room, the training room, how he takes care of himself, his mound work between starts. I mean, that's been incredibly consistent all season long. I think that's just shows as much like just the testament to his professionalism and his character that no matter how some of the results were turning out, that Sandy showed up, each day as a pro and just get himself ready for the next start. And as far as me, leaving Sandy in there, Sandy's earned a lot and he's, pitched very well. And seems now he's at a juncture this season where, he's just as strong now, when he's at those pitch counts and those innings. He knows how to finish innings. He's done that, for a long time in his career. And I think we're just seeing a version now where, again, the execution is matching the stuff that he's had for the most part of this season. And, we're getting, again, 3 really high quality starts in a row.
The fastball stays alive pretty much throughout the whole outing. I think his last strikeout was 99 miles per hour, but the off-speed stuff looked pretty good, and especially the changeup. Just what did you see from that kind of stuff?
I think we continue to see it. I think it all kind of couples together. I think the execution of the fastball and changeup have been much better, how he couples those together. And he's thrown his breaking stuff now for a while. He's trusting that a lot more, his ability to strike with that some. I mean, even it was like the drop down on Ozuna, that was, was great for a strikeout. So I think now for some of the middle part of the season, how things were going, but we saw him, continue to try to incorporate more of his secondary pitches. And then now as the command has really come along and the confidence he has in his total arsenal, it gives him a fuller array of weapons to be able to go to throughout an outing.
How encouraging is a stretch right now for both sides? Sandy probably had good starts before, but it was just maybe 1 inning that got him off, and now we're seeing just more, clean outings, from start to finish.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, some of those starts during the middle part of the year, you could circle a stretch of maybe 3 or 4 hitters where it just didn't go his way, maybe some batted ball luck or a couple mistakes that were taken advantage of. And I think certainly these last 3, we've just seen much more complete efforts from the execution and stuff side of things. And he sniffs when things are when getting towards the end there, he knows how to go and finish. And we've seen that, reaching back and the ability to, still have a lot left in the tank there to finish outings.
It was all like curveballs and sliders to get strikeouts for him the first 2 times through the order. Then it was all changeups or sinkers to get him the next time through the order. Working with Gus and seeing the execution of a game plan like that, what type of plays does that show from the catcher who had a few plays there actually where he block balls in the dirt with runners on plate?
Yeah, it's another nice blocks tonight. I think a lot of credit Daniel alone for the time they spend with our starters and the catcher pregame, going through a plan, and then during the game, the ability to adjust if needed. So I think those group, they work really well together. And there's also the other side of it with Gus and Liam now, the ability to go out and execute on, what that plan is and be able to, react to how things are looking in a game.
Thank you.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough, the Marlins skipper. After this one, 11-2, the Marlins fall to the Atlanta Braves. Again, we were tied at 2 going into the top of the 9th, but Atlanta played at 9 in that top of the 9th inning. Sandy Alcantara looked awesome today. 7 innings, a 3-hit, 2-run ball. He punched out 7 and walked just 2. He became just the 33rd Dominican-born pitcher ever to amass 900 career punch-outs. That's 3 straight starts of Sandy looking like Sandy. Let's hear from Sandy after his outing.
First of all, I want to say thanks God for keeping me healthy in the game and let me do my job. Yeah, everything was great out there, so we don't feel good because we take the loss, but we came back tomorrow and win the game.
It's 900 career strikeouts, and that comes against Ronald Acuna Jr. What does a milestone like that mean for you, and particularly to get it against that player you squared off against so many times?
It's been a lot, so I should have more, but after losing at least 2 years, and I'm not that pitcher that like striking out a lot of people, but I take it, so thanks God for that opportunity.
That said, you did have a lot of strikeouts, and I believe there was 7 of them, and all of your strikeouts in the first 2 times through the order come on spinning pitches, on sliders, curveballs. And that third time through, you're getting a lot of strikeouts with either the changeup or the sinker. What was the conversation about a game plan going into this one, and how was it executed?
So I think we make a couple change on my game plan and the way that we need to attack the hitter. So before I used to throw too many fastball or too many two seam. So but right now we pitching backward, trying to be more aggressive, throwing breaking ball for strike, then using it for striking out people, and I think the result is just coming.
Can you take me through the bat with Marcel? I think it was the first one when you got on a curveball. Got a flashing smile after that. Just what were you feeling or thinking after that?
Just throwing a smile to Ozuna. I think he don't like that, so I was smiling because I throw that nasty slider from different angle. So, and I think he don't like it, but I take it. So I think it was a great fight out there between me and him.
You said after your last start that you're feeling 100% healthy. So for you to now have 3 of these in a row where you look like you're in complete control, how much fun are you now able to have out there and taking a breath and knowing like, all right, I feel like myself?
Everything feels different. So, after you realizing that you've been having great result, in the last 3 outings, so it makes you feel great and happy. So I used to be very angry and mad at myself, because I don't have the result that I was looking for. But right now I feel more like relaxed, more chill, But at the same time, I gotta go out there and do my best, like always, So yeah.
All right, that was Sandy Alcantara after his start again, 7 innings of 2-run ball. Steve-O, I'm sure, has thoughts. He pulls the curtain closed. We are ready to hear those in a moment. We will take one final break. 10th Inning Show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Drinking and driving.
2-1 pitch. Augustine hits one high in the air, out to left and deep. That is monster bound and gone. That went over the monster and over the El Tiante Hart. Augustine Ramirez with a monster blast. It's homer number 18 on the year. The second homer for the Fish. It's 7-2. Red Sox in the top of the 7th. 1-1. Wagaman drills out to left center field and deep. That is monster bound, and it's gone. Wag attack over the monster. Eric Wagaman smashes a ball. Perfect no more for Crochet. He went 7 up, 7 down on cruise control, but Wagaman caught up to the heater. The 9th home run that Crochet has allowed on the four-seamer this year, 111 miles an hour off the bat, and that opens scoring. It's 1-0 Fish in the top of the 3rd.
Pitch that I could hit.
Pitch again. That one past the dive of the third baseman. Bregman into left for a base hit. That brings in X, and Liam Hicks waits out Whitlock. He shoots an RBI single the other way, and it's a 1-run game. The tying run in scoring position with 2 men gone to the top of the 8th. It's 3-2 Boston. 0-1 pitch. That one hit well out to right center field. Rafaela on the move. Back to the track. At the wall. And it's gone to tie the game. That ball just kept on carrying. Dane Myers with a leadoff solo shot to right center into the Boston bullpen. Knots this game at 3. Anthony Bender is readying the Marlins pen. Marcy drills the ball out to right. Down the line towards Pesky's pole, and it's gone. All right, 10th Inning Show wrapping up here, 11-2. The Marlins fall to the Atlanta Braves. Steve-O, where you want to go?
Yeah, I'll get to what everyone's talking about, but let's start from the top. I felt like the Marlins left a lot to be desired from Hurston Waldrop. I mean, they did a nice job as far as getting on base, but they just lacked that big hit, the break open the game hit. They had 4 hits in that first inning, Jack, and just plated 1 run, and then bases loaded in that fourth with no outs. I get, like, everyone wants to get on Josh Simpson, and I'll get to him, but whole picture, big picture here tonight. I mean, look, they could not figure out. It kind of reminded me when Grant Holmes pitched for Atlanta earlier in the year here at Lone Depot Park, where they were hitting them, they were getting guys on base. You remember that game? And they just could not come through with the big hit and runners in scoring, but whatever it may be. So I think I'd start there. Second thing, congratulations, Sandy Alcantara. Now I can honestly, dude, like, earlier in the year when he went through that stretch where he faced like the Pirates and the Rockies, I was like, I still didn't feel like it was fully back.
Yeah.
This is validation for me. These last 3 have been awesome. For the first time, Jack, since April, Sandy's ERA has dropped below 6. For the first time all season, he's strung together 3 straight quality starts.
Wow.
That tells me where Sandy's at. Last thing, look, man, it's hard to watch what we watched tonight with Josh Simpson. These guys worked their tails off. It just was not his night. It was not his night in Boston. Clayton McCullough believes in him. I know that, and I know that they believe in the stuff. Maybe, we'll see what happens as far as a possible roster move. I don't know what it's going to look like, but maybe for Josh Simpson, Clayton McCullough puts him in a lower leverage situation, right? Because we saw what happened in Boston. We saw what happened tonight. And it's just unfortunate, man. I mean, Marlins were in this game. Ronnie Enriquez was down today. And just for people, wondering, there are guys that are uppers in your bullpen and there's guys that are downers. And I think right now, Ronnie Enriquez he's an up. You want him in the game when you're winning. You don't want to chase anything at this stage. It's August 26th. So, we'll see what happens. I feel bad for Josh and I hope he's able, to bounce back. But I still will lean on this. I still think the game today was about Hurston Waldrop and just the Marlins not able to break through offensively, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not in that situation where, the ninth gets away from you if you're leading, 4-2. So, like, you look back at that fourth inning, Fish had the bases loaded, nobody out, and that feels like the juncture where the game could have swung, and unfortunately it didn't. And you know what? Tonight
we can't play the sliding door moment every night. It's going to be exhausting. But I'm excited tomorrow for Augusto, man. I really do think the Marlins have something in him. Threw a quality start in his first start with the Marlins in Atlanta. Going to have to face him a second time tomorrow, rubber match. And all in all, man, again, like outside of the ninth inning, the Marlins are playing better baseball, Jack. Like it's cleaner. It looks a lot like what we saw earlier in the year with the starters going deeper. We just need to have that opportunistic offensive hit.
Yep. 1:10 first pitch tomorrow. Steve-O gets you going with Marlins on deck at 12:30. Huge thank you to Ahmed Jordan in studio tonight. For Steven, for Gabby, I'm Jackson. So long from Lone Depot Park. 11-2, the Marlins fall to the Atlanta Braves. This has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1 on your car radio.